I'm gonna be my phone I got dead. Hold on. Oh gosh, people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video is gonna be a quick Q&A about my road trip from Toronto to Vancouver. I've been getting a lot of questions, and some of the questions have been repetitive, so I decided I'm just gonna make a quick Q&A. Let's dive in. We're gonna ask the questions. Oh, and I got my tea, so just in case I ever forget, so what I did was I posted on my WhatsApp. No, I didn't post nothing on my WhatsApp. What am I talking about? I posted it on my Instagram. Yes, I posted on my Instagram that I was gonna do a Q&A and that I wanted people to ask questions I could answer. Some of you guys ask questions, and I really do appreciate that. I really appreciate everyone who engaged with me on social media. It really do make me feel makes me feel special. Not only does it make me feel special, sometimes trying to become a content creator and create content, sometimes you're in your head thinking, oh my gosh, am I wasting my time? Do I look like a complete idiot? Do I look like a complete fool? So getting you guys engaging with me is very reassuring, and it also makes me feel like I'm not wasting my time and I'm actually doing something. And I mean, I really do like what I'm doing anyway, so even if no one watches it, it's okay, because I go back and I watch my own videos 10-15 times, so even if y'all ain't watching it, I'm watching it, so you know what, it's entertaining for me. So anyways, let's read the questions and I'm gonna answer it. People have been asking me this for months, literally since I've started like driving. People have been asking me this. So it's how much did you spend on gas? Versus I spent on gas I kept. So I'm gonna fit them on now. But the reason I kept them because I was being asked this question a lot, so I'm gonna keep it tallied up so I can let y'all know. I was driving over. I remember when I left Toronto, gas was $1.15. I'm saying $1.15. So gas was $1.15 when I left Toronto, and I thought, my goodness, that's pretty expensive. And then I kept on driving on my journey, driving on my journey. And I remember I was still in Ontario when the gas price, I think I was like, probably this time I was like in Sault Ste. Marie, around that area, when gas prices were going up to like $1.20, $1.30. I was like, why is gas so ambitious? Like, why is it so high? And I'm like, why is gas so high? And it was a steady like $1.20, $1.30 after like Sault Ste. Marie. And then when I reached Calgary, it dropped back to like, my familiar like $1.15 price. And I was like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Gas supposed to be $1.15. And then I hit British Columbia. Now British Columbia is always aiming for the sky. Like everything that they do have to be all the way up here. They're very ambitious. And so is the gas price. So when I hit British Columbia, gas was like $1.40, $1.50. I was like, I was dry heaving. I was like, yo, what is going on? And so I remember complaining about how expensive gas was. So as I was telling them my receipt now and looking like on the receipts, like how be $1.30 here, $1.15 here, $1.20 here per liter, I'm laughing because I'm like, I'll give anything right now to pay that price, because currently gas is $2.06 per liter. I just put $100 in my tank and it didn't fill it up. Y'all, I'm about to cry and put my tears in my tank to fill the rest up, because it ain't no joke out here. So I spent a whopping, drum roll please. So I spent 37. I can't read numbers clearly, because where am I getting 37 from? I clearly cannot read numbers. Math was not my strong suit in school, but I never failed. I always passed. Okay. I spent $372.11 on gas. That's how much I spent driving all the way from Toronto, Ontario to Vancouver, British Columbia. I spent $372.11 on gas. One of these days I'm gonna learn how to read numbers properly, but it's not today. It's not today. And yes, that's how much I spent on gas. How much did you spend on hotels? So I spent 300. This is a rough estimate. The reason why it's a rough estimate is because I couldn't find my last receipt that I paid for. So I stayed in a hotel in Ontario, in Sault Ste. Marie. I stayed in a hotel in Manitoba, Winnipeg, and I also stayed in a hotel in Alberta, Calgary, Alberta. I was able to find the receipt for the Sault Ste. Marie, the Winnipeg, but I wasn't able to find a receipt for the I was able to find a receipt for the for Alberta. But I do remember that it was the nicest hotel I stayed at, and it was also the most affordable hotel I stayed at. So I did round up on the higher end. So I'll put $375.22 for how much I spent on hotels. But I do believe that if $375.22 is actually not a correct number, it is a little bit lower than that. It's anywhere between, I want to say, $360 to $375. Next question I was asked is, were you scared? Frida wa? After I'm afraid of nothing. Okay, I'm joking. Okay, so was I scared? Yes and no. Just like when you're embarking on any new adventure, any new journey, anything you've never done before, there is an element of fear. There's also, fear is not always bad, so there's an element of good fear and there's an element of bad fear. So I was embarking on a journey that I've never ever embarked on in my life, and not only I was leaving everything I know, everything I was familiar with, to the unknown. I was also leaving a job that just got a promotion, pay raise, to nothing. I was literally just riding out on faith. So I was more excited than I was afraid. Yes, I was kept on thinking, what if, right? But I wasn't gonna let what if stop me from doing what I want to do. In the past, I have let what ifs crippled me, what ifs stopped me, what ifs deterred me, what ifs made me timid, what ifs made me give up. I have made what ifs guide and govern my life before in the past. So I've reached a point in my life where I was like, I'm not gonna let what ifs govern my life anymore. I'm gonna do the afraid. So it doesn't matter if I'm afraid, doesn't matter if I'm shaking. If I'm shaking in my boots, I'm still gonna do it. I don't care if my heart is my heart is like, I'm still gonna do it. Whatever it may be, I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna do the afraid anyways, because I'd rather do it, find out that I don't like it, than to not do it, and then in the future, well, what if I did do it? What would have happened if this? What would have happened? No, I like know the answers for things, so I'd rather do it and then find out. After that, I don't like it. So to answer the question, there was moments when I was afraid, and there's moments when I was excited. And I think the fear mainly stemmed from the fact that I didn't know what I was going into. I was leaving familiarity to unfamiliarity. I was leaving my comfort to uncertainty. And I think whenever you're embarking on any journey in life, anything in life, that's what always happens. There's always an element of fear. For some people, it's a little bit. For some people, it's a lot. For some people, it's crippling. But there's always that element of fear. Whatever you do in life, fear is always going to present itself. And it's important that you acknowledge that the fear is there, but you push through it. Don't let that fear govern you. When I was driving through Saskatchewan, because it's so flat, there's nothing there to break up the wind, and it was very windy. Like, y'all could see on my video when I was driving through Saskatchewan, my whole car was just like, it was really windy. And I seen a truck like literally going like this because wind was beating against it. So I got scared at that point, because I'm like, if the wind is manhandling that truck that's so big, what's it going to do to my little intimate piece of car? So I was a little bit scared. And then when I was driving through the Rockies, I got scared there too, because when I was in the mountain, the road was very narrow. Not only was it narrow, there was no guard railing on each side. So I remember driving, and I remember doing a bend, and I remember I looked over, and I'm like, like, I was literally like, yo, I'm not going out like this. If you literally make one bad move or one speed bump, you're going tumbling down off of this mountain. Like, you're going to wake up in front of Jesus explaining why you're here. it's not gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a very bad situation. So I was a little bit afraid because of that. And then when I was also driving through the fog was really scary because I couldn't see anything. So aside from that, those were the only times that I was afraid. And my fear was stemming from the fact that I wasn't sure what was gonna take place. I wasn't sure what I was going into. I wasn't sure what I was driving into. I was leaving my family and my friends. I was leaving everything that I know, everything that I love, everything that was familiar to me. Because I lived in Toronto for 19 years. When I came to Canada, I came to Toronto. So I lived there for 19 years. That's all I know was Toronto. To me, Canada was Toronto. There was nothing outside of Toronto. So to be leaving that to go into somewhere where I wasn't sure of, the fear was there. But I already came to a mindset in my life that I've spent too much of my life being crippled and paralyzed by fear, that I've came to a point in my life that I don't care how afraid I am, I'm going to do it afraid. Fear is not going to overcome me. Fear is not going to get the last word. Like, fear is just an emotion. And just like any other emotions are fleeting. They change. Emotions change with information. They change with time. Emotion change. I came to a place where I needed something new. I came to a place where my desire for change was greater than the fear that I was feeling. So because my desire for change was greater than the fear that I was feeling, I was able to push through my fear and keep on doing it. I was afraid through the whole entire, fear kept on popping up its head through the whole entire journey. But through the whole entire journey, I kept on saying, God, if this is not from you, if you're not the one that's bringing me on this journey, reroute me. Because I don't want to go where you're not going. So although the fear was presenting itself, I had 100% confidence in, if this is not the will of God, He was going to reroute me and I'm going to be good. So yes, I was afraid at times, but for the most part, your girl is a G and I got this. So next question is, did you make friends during your road trip? No. That's how you end up on a cereal box. That's how you end up on the side of a milk carton. That's how you end up on the 5 o'clock news. That's how you end up missing. That's how your body end up in the woods. That's how you end up on the ID channel. No, I did not make any friends on this road trip. In fact, anyone I bumped into, as far as they know, I was married and I was walking back to my husband. Okay. No. I was not a single girl on this road trip. I was not solo on that road trip. Whenever I go anywhere by myself, even when I travel by myself, like I go on vacation by myself, everyone that I meet, as far as they're concerned, I am married. And my husband is there. Sometimes I'll point to some random person, and I always pray when I'm pointing to that person, yo, let it be a person that they don't know. Let it not be their spouse that I'm pointing to. But as far as people always know, whenever I travel, I'm not single. I am married. I even remember one time I was on the Greyhound bus once, and I don't remember where I was going. And this guy sat down beside me and started talking, and I was so afraid. I think I was like 23 or something at that point, and he sat down beside me. I was either 23 or 22. He sat down beside me, and I was afraid. And no, I lied. I wasn't 23 or 22. I was either 19. I think I was 19 or 18. Because it was around the time when the guy decapitated someone on the Greyhound bus and was eating his finger. I remember it was made news all over. All over Toronto. I don't know if it made news anywhere else in the world, but it was around that time when I was on a Greyhound bus. I remember a guy sat beside me, and I was a little bit afraid. Not gonna lie, because the way he was going and acting, I was a little bit afraid. So he was asking me questions. The way I turned into a liar real quick, I was like, yeah, my dad is in the army, just got back home. He works for the FBI. Guys, I went off. I was telling the man, my dad works for the FBI. And you know how in the Greyhound bus, you have the little light fixture up top and you have the air conditioner? I was like, yep. I'm like, my dad even tell me sometimes on buses how like there's little cameras in there, and that popped up my phone. I was like, my dad is crazy. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, he gives me no room to breathe. Like, even though the tracking device on my phone, I even tilt my hand. I'm like, there's even a chip that he put in my hand, and I have a scar right here, right? I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but I got a scar right here that I had from like when I was like living in Jamaica as a child. And I told the guy in the Greyhound bus, I said, you see this scar right here? I said, yeah, the scar's from like when my dad made the sergeant of the army did a surgery on me and put a chip inside my hand. That's where the scar is from. So yeah, so I'm always being tracked. I'm like, my dad, that's how I was going on. And at this time I was 18, that's how I was going on. I thought this guy was dangerous, and I was at the back of the bus, and he came, he skipped past all these empty seats to come at the back of the bus to sit beside me. I was terrified, I was afraid. So I was lying through my teeth. I was saying this, I was saying that. The man probably knew I was lying, but I didn't care. In my head at the time, it was my best survival instinct, okay? So wherever I go, if I'm by myself, as far as people know, I am married. It's either I am married or I have a crazy father that's in the army. But I'm going to exaggerate the story so you don't even want to mess with me. So no, I did not make any friends on this road trip at all. Okay, next question is, what are 5 things do you need for a long road trip? The 5 things I think you need for a long road trip is, you need imagination. Because there's times that it gets boring, so you need imagination. You also need to have good friends and a good family and a good support system. Because no kidding you, although I was by myself driving, I felt like I had a whole entire community behind me. I had people kept on calling me, checking in on me. My grandma was calling me every hour on the hour. I had, shout out to Richie and the whole entire XL family. They kept on calling to check up on me to see how I'm doing, this and that. People even comment, like, shout out to my friend Ozone. Honestly, I love you so much. This man is the truth. He called me every I won't say every hour, but every 30 minutes this guy would call me. Are you okay? Have you run out of money? Do you need money? Should I send you some money for gas? Should I send you money for food? I'm like, don't worry, I got this, I'm good. Are you sure? Did you take a rest yet? How much is gas? Did you fill up? How much gas do you have? Do you need me to send you money? I'll email transfer you some money right now. Did he eat? Did it? I'm like, okay, also I'm good. Shout out to my mother, shout out to my sister, shout out to my cousins. They kept on calling me. People are great, people are amazing. I had this one friend, unfortunately we're not friends anymore. He kept my company through the majority of the drive. He actually helped me find hotel on my route. In fact, I think he enjoyed this road trip more than I did. Because he would call me on the phone and be like, where are you? And I'd tell him like something I see, like the sign, like the road, the street where I am, right? And he would go on his computer and go on Google Map and click satellite, and he will like literally track me and find out exactly where I am. And he'd be like, okay, the map says you're coming up to a lake on your right. Do I see a lake on your right? I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lake on my right. Do you see that? So it was so cool having all these people check up on you. I really and truly feel like I wasn't by myself. I feel like I had this whole entire, I feel like I was driving with my whole entire Toronto crew. Although I was the only one in the car, I feel like they were literally on this road trip with me from Toronto all the way to Vancouver. I had them call me, like I said, I have my cousin from Jamaica that was calling me, checking in on me. Are you okay? Are you this? I have my aunt from Jamaica that was checking on me. Shauna, you alright? Uncles. I had my whole family that was checking for me, my friends that was checking for me. So that's definitely one thing that you need. So that's 2. So imagination and a strong community behind you. You also need money. You need money because driving cross country is not cheap. You need to buy gas, you need to pay for a hotel room, and you need to buy food if you don't pack food, which means the other things that you need food. You need food and water. That's what kept me going a lot of time because I had my snacks here and my water here. I was literally driving this from me, so so like you need that as well. The 5th thing that you need is, and it's the most important thing that you need Jesus. Because honestly, there's crazy people on the road. There's crazy people on the road. And I tell you, there's crazy people on the road. I'm convinced there's people on the road that want to commit suicide, but they're afraid to do it, so they go on the road and hoping that someone else will like hit into them. There's crazy drivers on the road. And if you're gonna do a long trip like that, you need Jesus, because you need his patience, you need his compassion, you need his love for people. Because if you don't have that, you're gonna be pulling up on some people. You're gonna be pulling up on people on the road like, yo, who do you think you're messing with? Who do you think you're cutting up? Why are you driving so close to me? Like, you see the road is big. So you do need Jesus. And you know what? This is the bonus one. You need good music. You need good music, because I am telling you, when I was in my car, because I enjoy my own company. I love my own company. I think I am amazing. I think I am dope. I don't even know why there isn't even a long lineup of people who are dying to be my friend, because I should have a big lineup of people, because guys, I think I am amazing. I think I am dope. I love spending time with me. I don't think there's anyone in this world that's as funny as I am. I don't think there's anyone in this world that's as entertaining as I am. I don't think there's anyone in this world as cool as I am. So you do need people. You do need lots of entertainment. You do need to like sorry, not people. So you do need to be able to enjoy your own company. So because of that, I enjoy my own company. So when I had my music on, it was as if I was having a whole party in my car. I was like, like, those are the things that you need. Those are the 5 things, and I gave you a bonus of 1 that you need on a road trip. It's the longest you went without stopping for a fuel and washroom break. The longest I went without stopping for fuel and washroom breaks, I don't know, but it was more than 4 hours. I was driving for more than 4 hours at one point before I stopped. I want to say 5 plus, but I'm not sure, but it was definitely more than 4 hours. I didn't need to stop. Guys, I'm 5 foot half an inch. I have enough leg space in my car. I'm literally 5 foot half an inch, and if any one of you guys try to tell me to drop that half an inch, we're gonna square up. Do not drop my half an inch. If anything, round it up to 5'1", but do not disrespect me and talk about, oh, drop the half an inch and just say 5 foot. 5 foot where? Your feet is for 5 foot. I'm 5 foot half an inch. I have enough room in my car, so I didn't need to stop to stretch for anything. So there's one point I drive, I think it was 4 hours, and I want to say I think it was longer than 4 hours, because I only stopped once in Saskatchewan for gas, and then I just drove through. I told myself, come high or low water, run out of gas, I'm not stopping in this boring province again. I would rather pick my car up and put on my head and walk the rest of the way if I run out of gas, but I refuse to stop in this boring province for gas one more time. So yeah. And the last question is, what was your perception before and after? My perception before this road trip was, oh, what if it doesn't work out? My perception was, can I do it? Oh my gosh, I wonder what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be fun, yada yada yada. That's my perception before. My perception after the road trip was, there ain't a thing that I cannot do. That's my perception after the road trip. My perception after the road trip is, there's absolutely nothing that I can't do. If I put my mind to it, I could do it. If I put my mind to accomplishing something, I could definitely do it. I'm amazing. I'm capable of a lot of things. My perception is, Goliath, I could slay that. That's my perception. An army, I could overtake that. Okay. Amazing, I am that. Great, I'm already that. And it's not coming from a place of cockiness. It comes from a place of, yo, I realized that God has placed a lot of things in me. I realize that I'm dope. I realize that I have greatness inside of me, and I'm done sleeping on myself. So that's my perception after the road trip. Before the road trip, I was sleeping on myself big time. I was hibernated. But now I'm just like, try me. There's nothing I cannot do. If I don't do something, it's not because I'm not capable of doing it. It's just simply because I don't want to do it. But best believe, if there's something that I want to do, I could do it. So my perception after the road trip is that I'm great. But yeah, so anyways, those are the questions. That wraps up my segment for the whole entire driving from Toronto, Canada to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm actually so proud of myself to finally wrap this segment up, guys. Like, this took months in the making. I don't know why it took me so long, but this took me months in the making to do, so I'm really, really happy. Please bear with me. I'm gonna be more consistent and come out with weekly videos. My next segment that I'm gonna do, I'm actually really enjoying it so far, it is discovering Vancouver. There's so much beautiful things in this province to see and to do. I'm so excited. I've been to a few places so far. I'm gonna show you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Do remember to like, share, subscribe, share with your friends and your family, your loved ones, your co-workers, people on the street, your dog, your cat, your rat, your local fish, everybody, your hamster, anybody and anything. Share with them. Share it. Click that little bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. You get a bell goes do that, and until next time, peace. Bye.